At that point, the deaths don't even matter, do they? Really?
That's nasty. That's nasty business.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's like a 16-11 finish or something like that. Obviously, you know, seeing Xantares coming back into form is always going to be fun. I think they have had a really hard year. I think, you know, Glaive described that on the desk. And so I don't think we can really, you know, say too much about Xantares really having a slump or something. But we are off in this one. Astralis and Space Soldiers will be getting to the pistol round. And Major's going to be taking a quick peek, a jump peek into second mid there, and then heading back to the A bomb site. So the movement of Astralis has been spotted, and the positioning is quite good for Space Soldiers, but they don't have an early kill yet.
5 players with Kevlar for Space Soldiers, which means all USPs. Nobody pulling out to CZ or a 5-7. I would have liked to have seen a CZ in a high-pressure place like the pit, for example. Anyway, we've got him jumping past Astralis to avoid being headshot. They will exchange kills, 2 for 2 so far, and it continues in favor of Astralis.
But the deadly duo is left here for Space Soldiers, Calix and Xantares. Let's see what they can do as they begin to coordinate here on either side of the bomb sites. Trying to wrap is Calix, while Xantares tries to take contact very early, but he's got so many spots to check. It's so impossibly difficult, that position there. Able to just duck and quickly take a shot, and that makes it really, really hard here for Xantares. They know his position, though. Calix can just go for the deep peek on that player if he possibly wants to. Xantares is opened up onto the bomb site now, trying to get it done with the USP, but he cannot. Too many players, too well played by Astralis as well, and that'll be the pistol for them.
Too many man. Astralis win the T-pistol. That's always a good start. What do they choose to do now, Space Soldiers? It looks like it's going to be forced by territory. Smoke grenades are coming out now. Astralis are the masters of those on Inferno. We'll see if Space Soldiers still have lessons to teach Astralis.
Love lessons, James.
4 of the 5 players. You should get on the Duolingo, learn some Turkish.
Yeah, that sounds like a good shout. Looking forward to seeing the crowd response to Space Soldiers, especially if they are doing well. And this is, I think, especially after that disappointment at the major with the standard and so on, this is going to be a really important proving ground for them in more ways than one. And there's a quick kill from Device as Astralis start to entry into the bomb site, and did a good job of it, and they've not lost a single player, so can't ask for too much more, and the bomb goes down. So that's really sad there for Xantares and Calix, who are remaining at the end of this round. And interestingly, James, 5-7 on Xantares.
I recently went back to the 5-7, but I feel like map dependent. I like a CZ. I like a CZ. It depends, but the problem is I always forget to switch. I always forget to switch, so that is a real nuisance. Xantares close to the site, but he doesn't have a defuse kit, so that's going to be. There will be no ninja defuse. Does he chase, looking for something? He's got Kevlar to look after here, so he may want to back off a little bit. What am I talking about? He's on the wrong side of the map. Back in the ring. I'm back in the ring, Dan. Fear not. Hello.
Hello. We're back on camera as well.
What are we
we're
trying
back
to
in the
do
room.
there?
Checking if we're in the room. Checking if you're a liar or not, James.
I turned my sound out off in your ear.
Yeah.
You didn't need it.
Yeah.
But if you want it back on, it's.
I think you were just mesmerized by me, just sort of fiddling the dials on the soundboard.
Maybe I was. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to make myself comfortable, and Astralis are doing just that in this Inferno game. They are very, very comfortable indeed. Double mag 10, run information, just run around like wild things.
So you're a CZ man all the way.
Yeah. I think it is dependent on your positions and exactly how you like to play, the playstyle you want to play. But I think obviously the 5-7 is very good. It's very versatile. And that's always a benefit.
I like the idea of a one-shot with the 5-7, but I do think that the CZ just running out and spamming someone, there are certain maps, it does favour the CT side. On the T side, I just have CZ all the way. It just proves too useful.
Yeah, it's that thing with the CZ where you peek out from a corner, let's say a train on train, and you get a dink, and the fact that you can just continue with a super fast second shot, that's an instant kill. And so it's very strong, and well, I mean, Space Soldiers have managed to find a way to get a kill in this round. That's nice. Bomb goes down, of course, and yeah, not long for this world, though. We'll try to make life difficult for Astralis if they are to push them, looking for elimination as well. And, well, to be honest, there's only 3 USPs, so can't really do much with those. Astralis, though, weighing up the numbers. They like numbers, James. They are efficient. They understand that, you know, if we kill 3 players and maybe get some Mac 10 bonus, which is one way to do it, we might not make up for the fact that we'll lose a player. Losing the Kevlar, losing the gun, having to rebuy that. If that player has any grenades, got to rebuy those as well. Is it worth it for 300 kill bonus? Well, it's the story with the Mac 10, obviously, the SMG bonus being more, but still. Got to be cautious with that. Some teams, you see, they put themselves in really bad spots economically because they chase too hard. We'll see that Astralis, though, always make intelligent moves, and that's 3-0 start for them.
5 M4s for the Space Soldiers side. No AWP just yet. Now, Xantares does not have the joys of the AK-47 on the CT half, unless he picks one up. Still looking for his first frag in this half. So let's see what he is able to do, as well as Calix and the rest of them. Xantares on the B-bomb site with Calix. Quite the duo, those two. And they may have some aggression early from Astralis, although I think for now, maybe they're just looking to take their map control. They haven't really pushed the CTs back top mid just yet, but they do have 4 people on Banana, Astralis, so this could be a fast one after all.
Yeah, I like the switch up of pace there from them. Maybe they found a good window of time before Space Soldiers get all that curious and start making information plays where they can just, you know, jump onto that B-bomb site without a rotation. But with that said, there is a rotation. A 4th player, or rather a 3rd player, has been floated towards that B-bomb site as Astralis do start to get a bit curious as to what's happening.
That's always a strong position to flash from, 4 players on the B bomb site as well. Drop a pop flash into pull, never hear it coming, never see it coming. Device has got an entry actually, he's taken that flash player away, Major. He's moved up and it will be to his demise. 2 more players to find here, using the smoke to create some space. In the meantime, Zifex charging through, a burst play through top mid, and now Engine's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, this is very difficult. You are surrounded, sir. Engine looking to have a good hold here with this M4. It's the weapon for the job, and he's going to be smoked as well. Maybe that helps him, though, as he can creep around that to try to make things a little bit more difficult for the opponents. You can see there is a time pressure here, and they know someone's in the bomb site somewhere. They've got a better beat on Engine's positioning. They just has to go for it. Oh, Engine's so close to that one. Can't prevent the plant. That could have been massive for his team, but instead, the bomb will go down, and the chances will perhaps go down as well for Space Soldiers.
Taken out finally, Engine. Unlucky not to get that kill. I like the play. It's a great play from Astralis. Again, they make so few errors just in general. It's a common plant. People know when there's a smoke down there. We saw it from, I want to say, Waddy or whoever it was. It's an easy spray, and some CTs will drop the smoke as a bait to entice a T to plant there. But Astralis were not going to fall for that one. And I think it's probably the place you least expect to plant afterwards, but who knows. Could have been difficult for Astralis, but they are Astralis after all. Losing 1 player in that round, very late on indeed. But 4-0, so far so good for the Danes.
So far so good indeed. Space Soldiers, though, they've got plenty of play left, and things are by no means under control just yet, although the money could be getting out of control somewhat soon, as it's already starting to build for the Astralis side. And they're not going to really perhaps even think about purchasing those expensive toys such as an AWP and even risk dropping one to Space Soldiers. So they are looking really good, and it's going to be hard for Space Soldiers to win the utility game at this point.
As the desk were mentioning, an AWP on the T side, it's hard to get going with it because most of the engagements you have are close. You're not really going to be... You're not going to get an engagement most of the time from the bottom of mid to the top of mid. You're going to be looking top mid to arch or to short position, or looking towards top ins, for example, probably with the flashbang. So it's really hard to be effective with an AWP on the T side. And if you have a team where you don't have to have your sniper player on a sniper rifle, then I feel like you will be at an advantage versus other T sides on Inferno.
Yeah, and it's if you can get into that post plant on B, though, that's some sexy stuff. But that might just be the only great spot that feels comfortable. You are absolutely right. 50 seconds left in the round, and Astralis are working their way towards that A wrap so far. So good. However, there are some CZs lurking on the bomb site. Kevlar, these players. Hello. Paz picks up an AK in the corner of the bomb site. Is there a trade? Is there a crossfire pass for him to play off of? No. Engine was smoked off. Ooh, so close to that one. It will be cleaned up by Astralis, though, and they are looking like they are righting the ship here. Could have gone a lot worse for them. That's just Calix.
Ooh, you say just, but Device is on 23 HP, and he's got a 1 versus 1 on the A bomb side because Magis picks off the last player on B. He knows it. He's got to move fast. He doesn't have a kit. Is there one on the floor, though? He's got to find Device. Device has to hide for as long as possible here. He's waiting now. His teammate's on Arch. Has he got the bullets? No. Magis comes just in time. That is 5 in a row for Astralis. They are on fire.
I love the BM there right at the end, just shooting and loading the AK into the ground, into the corpse. That was a close one. I wasn't expecting that. I felt like Device was going to peek out and just get the kill straight away, but it was very labored indeed. If that smoke wasn't still up there, that trade probably happens because Engine's going to have Device's back and maybe gets the kill before he's able to trade. So lots of things that could have gone even worse for Astralis there.
Credit to Device for holding on for so long around that pillar. 23 HP. He can't take a single bullet. He can't take one.
Very true indeed. He knew exactly what to do. And look at all the utility exchanged here on Banana. And Magis just goes for it. Calix looks like he wants to go for the trade here. Doesn't want Xantares to die without some payback, and he'll get it, but the cost was perhaps a bit too grave.
Oh, Engine caught rotating. You can't make mistakes like that. Maybe a miscommunication about the possession of top mid. That might cost him the entire round. 3 versus 2 now. Bomb has not been spotted. Device taking it up the mid position. And Glaive is just lurking outside B, where Major waits.
Major, he's in the shadows, James. Quite literally, it would seem. If you look at it, you look at his camera. That's beautiful. And meanwhile, I saw Zipex. You know, he's got a divine sort of amount of light shining on him. Looks like something divine is perhaps speaking to him, coming through the screen. Major would do best to stay in darkness here as he looks to save this gun. It's not going too well now for Space Soldiers. Indeed, James, as you mentioned, it had to be some form of big miscommunication to get caught so badly in the open there, like on a rotation, when Arch is so open. And that's going to be very costly indeed. Even if Major's able to save this, well, that's a big shame. That's a really big problem. They'll need the half buy now in this round. I think if he had saved that gun, they could have actually gone for a buy in this round and still picked up an AWP if they would have wanted it, but losing that weapon really screws the chances there.
We are into round 7. Xantares and Major and Engine have a combined 1 kill.
Oh yeah, that's suboptimal.
It is not quite meeting requirements, it is fair to say. Combine those 3 players have 1 kill. All right then, we have 3 smoke grenades in this round for the CT side. Calix is carrying a lot of money, all things considered. But of course, they're at max loss bonus, Space Soldiers, so it doesn't matter so much. $2,000 to $3,000 in the hole for most of these players, so it is full buy territory in the next round for Space Soldiers, regardless of what they're carrying now. Oh, awkward timing. Ideally, Magis wants to hold the angle while a teammate deploys a grenade. Paz just keeping an eye on the proceedings. Xantares and Calix, though, staying on the B bomb site where Device is lurking for the time being. Ooh, we've got players, though, moving through the apartments, and now a weapon's been taken away.
Yes, opportunity strikes here for Space Soldiers. However, maybe it does for Astralis as well. They make the split-second call to go for the split onto the B-bomb site, all the way through CT spawn in towards the pinch. But Xantares is waiting. Perhaps he can get some frags on the board in this one. He's got a deagle in hand. There's one. Very clean shot onto Glaive. More perhaps where that came from as he repositions quickly now. Can't quite get the shot in time as he takes the aim punch from Magisk. Calix, though, he's found the bomb and an AK-47. Grenades to be deployed as well. This is getting very hairy here. Oh, they line up and he gets another. This is getting real bad, real fast until it is shut down by Space Soldiers.
Somehow they get a lot out of that, including 3 AK-47s right at the end. That gives them bonus money. It may even give them an extra buy should they get reset immediately, because that is almost $9,000 that they didn't spend. Pretty much $8,000 that he got as a bonus, which is fantastic. That's a lovely headshot. Just walked straight into the crosshairs. Welcome to the scoreboard, Xantares. Major still to get there. 006 for the time being. Will he make it to 007?
Pushing quite far forward there for that quick peek. The battle on Banana rages onwards. Here for both teams as the grenades are exchanged. Astralis often putting a masterclass to teams on how to deal with the utility battle on this position of Inferno. You can see there they were feeling the push, throwing an HE grenade forwards as Calix still looks for it. More grenades to push him out of position. 23 HP now. Will he go for the trade? Oh, not quite. Too far away. Xantares goes down, and then goes Astralis.
He knows he can't take that peek. If someone's standing behind the wall and they peek after the flash, to get the trade is all but guaranteed. And down goes the bomb site. Glaive jumping up the barrels. That leaves a 5 versus 3. And indeed, it is safe territory now for Space Soldiers. They can probably drop some weapons to their teammates with these three AKs. In fact, these 3 players alive are the players who all have 3,500 or more in the bag. So they all must survive this. And you see Dupree starting to creep, but Paz is ready for him. They really have to hold on to these AKs.
Yeah, you wonder if Astralis should just go ham here and just try to hunt them all down. Their money is pretty good. It's not super amazing. They all have around or between $4,000 and $6,000. That's pretty decent. They're going to have a buy even if they lose everybody. But as you said, James, taking those weapons out of the hands of Space Soldiers is so huge because we're in a reset territory now. Well, it will be a reset for Space Soldiers.
Would it be fair to say that there is implied value in the weapons Space Soldiers are holding? Because if they were all to die, then they couldn't really buy in the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. And
unless 2 people had CZ or something.
And the fact that there's AKs as well, like it's just, it gives you so many options. They have a lot of nades too. There's incendiaries they're saving, a smoke grenade HE, flashbangs. They saved a lot of money there. That's pretty huge, and they'll absolutely buy behind it as you suggested, and that gives them one more chance instead of playing around with CZs and so on. Well, okay, there is one singular. They actually get to have a strong attempt here.
All right, then off they go again, and the M4s will be dropped for Xantares and Calix. Major still not really getting off to a good start here on the CT side. 3 defuse kits on the 5 players for the CTs. What will the initial push be from Astralis? They've got a big focus on Banana and the top of mid at the same time. Some harassment through the apartments. Zipex at the door, Dupree on the balcony, Glaive keeping the CTs on this at top mid. But Major still holding an angle for now. I don't know if we've seen a single AWP yet, at all.
We have on Calix, I believe, and he got wrecked by Glaive on the B-bomb site.
Fair enough.
I think that's been it so far.
Oh, of course he did, yes.
Yeah.
It was a brief showing.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't really get it going. And that is definitely quite sad because it does give you a lot of options. It's very advantageous to have an AWP on the CT side of this map, at least one.
So many grenades. That was a very long exchange of grenades.
Yeah.
That was a very long exchange of grenades. Had to say it twice. It was so. It was just so long. Magisk here's the jumping. Will Xantares give him something? Magisk has been. He's been in this position when pushes have come in towards the A site. He's been looking for rotators to cut off or just eliminate any saves. We reached the 34-second mark. The bomb is at the bottom of mid. There are still 3 players focusing on A, but they've just replenished the smoke there. Will this force Astralis towards the B bomb site?
That's a very good question. 20 seconds. Where is that bomb going? Well, that's a good entry from Glaive. Engine though with the AK, able to spray down one, although backstabbed quite quickly for the trade as the 3v3 ensues. 10 seconds to plant the bomb. They are getting it down just now in the nick of time. Can't be stopped. But Space Soldiers, 2 HP there left for Zipex. That could be critical now as the 2 left here for Space Soldiers trying to win the 1v1s. They'll be successful in the first attempt. Now Zipex with that 2 HP will toss the remaining Molotov that he had and can play a bait setup between him on the pit and Device on the site as Calix pushes forwards. The lead man here in this 1v1. Oh, imagine if Zipex had gone down. Can he still make this a high-value player? 2 HP, of course he can. Still alive, took no damage there, and there's nothing Major can really do to break the position.
He's got to run. Why is he standing there? He's got 2 HP. He can't ninja. I think he may have been considering it, but it's too late for that. He's got to run. Should be okay. It's scary getting away from the bomb on Inferno. So I suppose he was going for a desperation play. There's no value in him eliminating a T there. He's just got to hold on to what he has. All the focus on the CT economy, which is in the bin now. But they still have the AK. And let's see what they choose to do. Major has picked up an M4. I think they're going to spread the wealth. It is a tactical timeout for Space Soldiers at the moment.
It is still so impressive to me, James, how Counter-Strike comes down to 1 HP sometimes. Like you get these scenarios where it's just 1 HP. And think of how impactful that kill would have been. If Zipex goes down, they can trade out device and get the defuse. They are not, in this horrible reset situation. They actually can have, full buys again. They can, string the momentum together potentially. But instead, they are in a position where they could just have their backs completely broken and they could get shut out of the game. And you're up against Astralis. You don't get many opportunities against Astralis, if any. And as we resume play, they've got rifles again, just about, but it's still not a good look. There's almost no utility. How can you fight Astralis with no utility?
Yeah. Major taken out immediately. And at this point, there's no real value in looking at the scoreboard of the Space Soldiers side because they've had players save in so many rounds that it's not really even representative at this point. But of course, the score is 8-1 for Astralis. And they have an early advantage with half an investment, really, into a take of the banana area. A lot of teams go towards banana with 3 players, but Major was just out there on his own, isolated in front of a Molotov, and didn't really go well for him.
Using that utility responsibly as always is Astralis. Putting that pressure on towards the A-bomb sites. Well, there is 3 of the remaining 4 Space Soldiers defenders. It must feel so oppressive just having these nades tossed in one by the Danes as they push forwards. And here they come. Will this setup work out here for Space Soldiers? So far, so good from Engine and Paz as they get some good kills, but can't fall up onto Zipex once again. And so close once more. Dupree and Zipex, both 1 bullet from death.
That's a wrap. And that's it. What else can you do at this point? Everyone else has been fragged, and you're left to your own devices on Banana.
Nana.
Maybe no hunt from Astralis because they are tagged, and they don't know where Calyx is, so could be sneaking somewhere. 9-1 for Astralis, coming up sooner rather than later. Very comfortable T side for them so far. Xantares was a hero in the previous match, but he hasn't really turned up just yet. And by the time Space Soldiers get the AKs, maybe the AKs make the difference for a player like Xantares, but if you can't get enough rounds on your first half, then it may be all too late for those AKs to really put in some work.
Yeah, and you never like to count out teams of this quality out of a match. And, they still have time. If they can pick up a few rounds, get to 5 or 6, with the pistol win, everything is always possible, and that's what we always like to say from a commentary perspective. But also, it's the truth, really, with Counter-Strike. It's one of the beautiful things about it. You have players that are very skilled. There's always ways to win rounds. It's just a problem that when you're up against the best team in the world who has the most consistency in their approach and so on, it's few and far between, perhaps. But we'll see if Calyx can make some magic happen once again. He was very key, of course, in the first round that was collected by Space Soldiers, the first and only so far. He's going to push forwards past that Molotov. And we picked a good timing, but he gets taken down. That's very unfortunate. And it seems like there's not too much left now in the rounds here for Space Soldiers.
Time for Magisk to bully. Here's footsteps in construction, but will he expect the player in the oranges? Apparently not. Too much sugar for Magisk. And device as well. And the bomb's not gone down yet. Xantares in a 1 versus 2, and he's got a rifle. He kind of has to go for it. Glaive carrying the bomb up towards A. You can see him on a short position just now, and you really don't want to be taking that 1v1 again, Dupree.
Xantares was pretty fast. That was really quick. Some good damage. But not the headshot, which he really needed. And he'll make his way forwards now, and Astralis have a good beat in this position. It's going to be very difficult with no head armor. If he had an AK, maybe you can trust in him hitting those ridiculous, very fast one-shots.
He also lacks a defuse kit as well, which is also a problem. Astralis currently playing. They're not going to expect a defuse kit in this round, so just playing, making it as hard as possible for him to frag them, rather than playing a 2 versus 1 or something like that. You can expect he's definitely going to be looking for that second player. So Dupree's just in the middle of mid. Good luck with that one. And Astralis make it to double figures.
Indeed they do. And Astralis are in a really scary place, or rather, I should say, Astralis themselves are very monstrous and scary right now, just because they have this confidence that they sort of just intrinsically believe, from an identity perspective, each and every single player, that they are the best, by far the best in the world. And that level of confidence is earned, of course, but once it gets going, it just makes them stronger until, of course, somebody can finally step up to the challenge. And Space Soldiers, this is not going to be easy to get back into this one, but they finally get the ult back onto Calyx, and it can make the difference. They got it on Major as well, in fact. Let's see if it works out for them.
Astralis, though, have fire, Dan, and fire makes it hard to take an angle because you don't want to stand in the fire. See the timing. Will it be a double peek from them? With the flashbang as well. The pre-fire! dupreeh with 2, so he saw the first player. Second player walked straight into it, and just like that, in a matter of 3 seconds, 4 players are gone, and Xantares is like, man, I got this AK, I was ready to do all this damage, and now everybody's gone. And here we are again, Astralis on fire for the second time in this game.
Yeah, that's tough. That's very, very tough. I had no idea what the hell was happening. Everyone's pushing at the same time. 4 people died in like 1 second. Ouch. That was the best buy we've seen from Space Soldiers. They had 2 ops, they had rifles, they had good utility. Life really sucks for them at the moment. But again, at the very least, this is happening against a team of the caliber of Astralis, so it won't feel quite as bad as you don't expect to ever have an easy time.
Yeah, this is a case of oil and water. It seems not really sharing on the scoreboards. 11-1, and again the CZs are out. There is a funky angle on those stairs where one side will see the other earlier. Oh, dupreeh has outstayed his welcome, but the gun has fallen off as well, I do believe. In a situation like that, you could press the E button as the gun is falling to grab it before it gets too far. But that is a very quick split decision, especially if you shoot the gun. Then that will pretty much take that away. So there's a man advantage. Space Soldiers could double their score in this round. And every round would count. Bomb to be collected by Xapix. Glaive having a look towards the CT area. Will this be a wrap of the B bomb site?
It does look like that. Astralis making their way around Banana with the bomb and with that flank in CT. Magis holding the front. However, in this position, we know that Calyx Calyx has been very dangerous. He's running around though. Will he get caught out of position? A mere PT50. Doesn't have Kevlar released. Engine starts to rotate in. Ooh, the steps heard by Glaive, and Engine's not going to expect that. But that's the flank given up. But still, just no firepower on this this B bomb site. 20 seconds to go. But how is there any resistance offered up here by Space Soldiers? Just these CZs, and they get picked off one after the other. And it seemed like Astralis always had it under control.
Astralis refused to lose. 12-1. Everybody taken out bit by bit. Are there any legs left on Space Soldiers? Only 2 more rounds for them to win. And funnily enough, that was like, I almost feel like that was one of their better opportunities. And that was an eco round.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the way of it, isn't it? You get a bit more confidence. You can do some zany things with those CZs. But double ults to back out, and maybe this is one of the last good chances that Space Soldiers will have to get anything done on this first half. Opus have swapped up positions, Major to B. Passed away, and that's a good start for Major.
He survives for more than 15 seconds on Banana. That is a change in this half for Space Soldiers. dupreeh causing more trouble, taking Xantares out of the round. Still on 2 kills, Xantares. And now the lurker for Astralis, Magisk, moves up towards top mid to join the team. But it seems he'll head back towards B with the bomb in tow. Very interesting. I wonder what that call was made for. Sipex moving towards the boiler position just as Paz looks away. But Paz will have the flick. And now the bomb... Well, Magisk is going back towards A, and so is Device after deploying a grenade. They've pulled Major out of position. dupreeh, though, oh, that's a lovely spray from him. He was completely blind.
Yeah, I had no idea about that one. Or maybe it's Engine, though, from the pit position. It's strong. If you can just anchor this, if you can hold this with rotation coming in, it can work. But they are so far away. Spray comes in. First player down. Smoke to try to obscure his position. But they are going to be quickly looking for him. 30 seconds to plant the bomb. Gets the dink, but not the kill. And that's an open bomb site now for Astralis to get the plant down. Major and Calyx on the rotation. A 2v2. They need this round.
Major has to scope in early so as not to concede his position and creep up very slowly indeed. In the meantime, Calyx is in that balcony area, but I don't know if they're going to find any angles here. The flashbang, it will be heard surely by dupreeh. That's a lovely shot from onto Magisk. dupreeh, do they know where he is? Has he got this? They have no kit, these CTs. Can he delay enough time? He's trying to. There's the kill, but will there be enough time for the defuse? I think there just might be. Oh, it's going to be a close one. Just for a second round from 14. And there it is for Space Soldiers, doubling the score very late in the game here in the first half.
Yeah, what a shot from Major. Just knew exactly the spot, how to punish that jump peek. And that's really important because that jump peek is a delay tactic as well as it is for information. And we're going to see here, there it is. Oh, I don't think, okay, he didn't even, there was no jump peek there at all. That's incredible.
The usual spots.
What a frag from Major. Beautiful stuff. Of course, it's a small glimmer of hope in an otherwise very desperate time here for Space Soldiers. As a quick push up, Banana is the order of the round here for Astralis. As they use that utility, there's the triple nade. Beautiful stuff to see it. It doesn't connect with anything, but there will be the round where that kills someone outright, and they could just have a B-bomb site.
Ooh, Magisk putting out the Krieg. We know he's a fan. But at this point, it may be for the purposes of psychological warfare rather than anything else. 4 of the 5 players now moving towards the B-bomb site, and it's Zipex alone towards A. The flashes are there, but there's no frags. Glaive will trade. Can he find a second? He can. That is the B-bomb site's open.
Yes, it is. Bomb plant to ensue as Zipex holds down bottom mid, and Space Soldiers, they need to get a move on here. They have a 3 versus 4, have to go for it. Last round of the first half. And, oh man, you just know Zipex will just get a free kill here. There it is. And now just 2 players coming in from CT. And that's full information for Astralis. They know the remaining players can only be coming CT now because of Zipex's position.
This cannot feel great, running to what has to be guaranteed doom at this point. The bomb's pretty far ticked, and they've still got 4 players to get hold of. Some indecision of the grenade, but it's too late. It's all too late now. 13-2, a monstrous T-half from Astralis. Can you tell me who your daddy is?
They're just a bit too good, aren't they? They are a bit too good at this game of making Space Soldiers look like they've just played only, a couple dozen hours of Counter-Strike. But instead, of course, they are seasoned professionals. And, well, they're not as seasoned as Astralis, that's for certain. Glaive had a great performance in this game.
They're being seasoned, Dan, like meat in the Salt Bay restaurant.
True. Yes.
Well, it's a whole new world as the Disney song goes. They've got to win the pistol, though, for sure. Astralis, they had a good time in the first pistol, but this is a must-win for Space Soldiers.
Who sings that song, James? Is it Princess Jasmine?
I don't know. Is it Aladdin?
I guess it's both of them. It's a romantic duet.
Is it from the Aladdin film?
I think so, isn't it?
I don't know what it's from.
I think it's from Aladdin.
I like to sing it in a nasally, awful voice to annoy people. I won't do it on the stream, though. It's not what we're being paid for today. Major will have the grenades. There are no P250s on the Space Soldiers side. The rest of Kevlar, look at the spam. The inbox is full for Zipex. Device and Glaive around the B-bomb side, looking for the one-taps, but he will be the recipient. Device is still holding things down, though. Spotted the bomb, can call for the rotation. A slow lurk from Magisk, but he needs to get there quickly, or does he? dupreeh is delivering. dupreeh and Device. The double Ds on the B-bomb site. Too much to handle. And there is the second pistol round for Astralis.
dupreeh's so happy with that very last kill. He's just a fade-away USB shot. Here it comes. dupreeh in the chaos. Here it is, that fadeaway. Oh! Oh dear. Calyx thought he got away, but no. And indeed, the double Ds for success. 14-2. Couldn't really get too much worse here for Space Soldiers. It's all collapsing around them. Gonna have to force buy it up and see what they can do. I like that Major didn't go for Kevlar, so he can have some more grenades here for Space Soldiers. More utility allows more options tactically for his team. But let's not fool ourselves. Not too many options, not too many good ones, especially with Astralis putting the pressure on Zipex. He's in middle.
Middle of mids. Liberties are being taken. Astralis are flicking the lights on and off, and soon they'll be off permanently unless Space Soldiers can do something about this. Zipex taken out, and now maybe Astralis will have to play more normal Counter-Strike for the remainder of this round. Glaive backing off, leaving the banana position. In fact, seems to be rotating entirely, putting the M4 of Dupree towards the B-bomb site. So he's better equipped to deal with multiple people, perhaps. And Glaive will join Device on Arch.
There's a slow creep, a slow crawl into the mid position where the Astralis players wait with their all-powerful SMGs and also bait setups. You can see Devices looking to make some monies. There's no Molotovs to punish him in that position. They may be trying to peek it, though, with a flashbang. Perhaps we'll see. It'll be isolated with the smoke grenades, and no one's going to check for this. Actually, someone will turn around, but the damage has been done. And it's a 3v2 here for Astralis. Dupree's on the bomb side alone, though. There's a quick rotation, but can they find a way to just take him down? Oh, you almost want to see it with Xantares in play, but no. Dupree with a double, 15-2. What an easy walk in the park for Astralis.
The crossfire for the CTs, left the Ts stuck in the choke point, stuck in the mud. And then Dupree shut it down. 15-2. Cool, blimey, son. Nothing but 4 spies left for Space Soldiers. Mac 10 on Xantares and a bunch of pistols on the remainder of the team. They have 5 flashbangs.
Hello.
So they don't have a lot to work with.
Well, they don't have much to work with, but Calix has somehow found a head to shoot. And shoot it he will. It's an early exit for Magisk. And they're going to keep the pressure up high here, although the grenades will stop them at the choke points, and they will keep running, though. Looking forward onto that A-bomb site. Oh my god, Calix with another Deagle headshot. These headshots raining in now in favor of Space Soldiers. They are not done just yet. Dupree's on the bomb site. He'll spot one over the top of the smoke. That's Xantares dead, looking for more as he repositions again and again. But where's the rotation? It's been cut off. He's alone now on the bomb site. Oh, this is so awkward here for Dupree. How does he win this one? There's another headshot to follow. 2 more are needed.
He has a kit. Got himself a 1 versus 1. He gets his bell rung though. He's got to be quick, but he can't be. Not versus the Mac 10. Not this time. Space Soldiers not out of this. Not out of it yet, but we have to wait and see what Astralis choose to do. Instant force by Device picking up the scout. Clay's got 4,700 in the bank, and now we see a quick replay of the shot onto Magisk. Not a bad one. More from Calix with the help of a flashbang.
Oh my.
A nice 3rd shot there as well.
My oh my.
Yeah, but that was all that just to win their 3rd round.
True, true. It's been tough.
We
Calix,
must keep it in perspective.
Calix has been good. Look at you and your sobering thoughts, James, with perspectives and so on. Calix has a perspective for Device. It's not a good one. A 5v4 now, early into the round, as we'll see whether or not Space Soldiers can close down this advantage, of which now they have many with that kill and with the advantage on weaponry. And a very fast response from Astralis to just push Glaive all around the back. He's got the M4 as well.
Round up
if
back.
Space Soldiers hesitate, if they are slowed by any of the remaining grenades, then that could be a problem. But no, they're going to go straight in. The absolute perfect call from them.
Pretty good. Oh, hold on a second. We've got 2 very fast frags from the CTs, although that will be a problem. Now what do they choose to do? A half-health Glaive and Magisk. Let's see what they are doing. It's retreating, picking up some toys here and there. Okay, so he's bringing a gun for his teammate, and away they go. Space Soldiers move to round number 4. You do wonder how much momentum they may be able to get here on their T side. Who knows how violent Astralis may be once their next full buy comes in. And you have to feel like Astralis believes that they've already got this match won. The way they were just taking absolute liberties with CTs in the mid position. I don't think they're too concerned, but an opportunity is not to be squandered. Never over until it's over. Space Soldiers, though, have much climbing to do.
They definitely do, yeah. It's going to be a tough one. I like that the Mac 10 should probably stay on major or just keep AMAC-10 on someone. It can be really useful in rounds like this just to get information, get around a corner quickly, try to burst the smoke, still be able to run and gun effectively. Looks like they might be... Okay, no, Engine will have it. Right, so Calyx has been pretty reliable so far for Space Soldiers. Able to get the entry frags and the early advantages that have won them the rounds that they have so far. So Tara's in play, will get taken down straight away, but the trade comes in from Major. That's a great start for the T's, for Space Soldiers. Although Astralis don't have the best weaponry, so they may be quite happy to play a big gamble here, in which they are looking to get information, just pushing down Banana. They see nothing. They can go for a full rotation off the back of that info.
Calyx moving away from A with the bomb, down second mid, but the rest of his team are on Arch, so is this going to be some kind of push towards CT area? Device taken down the library, and Zipex is spotted as well, but the bomb's on its own, and Magic's Boy's bottom of Banana. Will he be ready for this? He won't be. That's the bomb spotted on the radar, though, so Calyx almost has to go towards B bomb site, but Space Soldiers are on A, and Dupree is looking towards mid now. Calyx doesn't know what he should do. Look at the hesitation, and you can see him at the bottom of Banana. He's carrying the bomb there. You can't see it on the radar, but we can see it. So Dupree is in such an important position with this CZ, but he's missed his opportunity. He looked away from the mid position, from that balcony, and that really is a crisis averted for Space Soldiers. That could have been the match.
Yeah, very nice round from them. I like how they try to play the rotations. It could be considered risky. You're in a round where you know that the CTs don't have too much in the way of weaponry, and you could just play it safe, have everyone wrap the A-bomb site at that point, everyone playing together around Arch. But instead they rotate the bomb alone back through second mid, as you mentioned, into the pit position. And they catch rotation, unexpected from Astralis, and perhaps that level of detail is going to be the difference maker for them to try to make this close. Zipex will be found. Dupree stole an AK though. Looks like he's probably good to survive. There's one player coming for him, but it looks like Dupree has every advantage here. Ooh, they may not see each other. Both holding ground. Okay, Dupree finds it. Keeps the AK though.
In the kitchen, standing on the surfaces, somebody call the hygiene patrol.
The hygiene patrol.
Just walking around, that's disgusting. Somebody get the gloves. Nice. That was like part one, but Magisk, because Magisk looked there, he sees the bomb. If Magisk doesn't turn around, he doesn't know that that player has the bomb. And it's not such a big deal. But of course, Space Soldiers know Magic saw the bomb, so that's when things got super weird. But enough about that. We've got Glaive and Zipex towards the B bomb side. Xantares, they just don't want to allow him to even have a chance to get kills. But he's still alive with 30 HP. 4 kills in this game for Xantares. He is on the back of a milk carton at the moment.
Yeah, he's just been unable to have much impact so far in these rounds. Of course, he's been the guy that gets traded a lot by Calyx. And speaking of which, Calyx will get an entry frag once more. Plans to follow up perhaps, or maybe not, as the CTs will escape, but they spotted them out. Maybe they've seen the AK as well. Either way, Major. Oh my god, that was a double dink, James.
Glaive, turn them off. Turn them off. Zipex spotting another player towards that B area, but not with the bomb. As the bomb's just been picked up in the middle of mid. 15-5. Space Soldiers have 10 rounds to get in a row. And they are heading in the right direction because there's only one of the 4 players alive for Astralis on the B bomb site. Banana is smoked off though, so maybe we'll see Device rotating. He's got the second AK, the first one being on B. But he's not moving just yet, so we are asking a lot of Zipex in this situation.
We've seen him do it before. No Kevlar though. Can he find a timing? If they line up, maybe there's a chance if the Zipex spray comes in. We'll fall back. Doesn't get anything from it though. It looks like it has been avoided by Space Soldiers successfully. He'll go back in for seconds though. Straight into the smoke. 8 seconds. Zipex lines it up. That's a really smart play from him. But he can't deny the plant in time.
Oh, I like that idea. I thought he was going to run through. 10 seconds on the clock. Astralis very aware. If he can take out the bomb planter there and cause absolute mayhem, maybe they can steal the match away, but no. They'll have to hold on to these AKs, and these CZs are dangerous as well. They don't have position, but with no Kevlar on the CZ players, they may find those pistols expendable and they can try to get some exits perhaps. But that doesn't seem too likely at the moment. You don't need to exit Banana to exit the bomb radius. You can just stay where they are now, pretty much. So you don't need to go close quarters. And indeed, they are one of the few teams who are aware of that at the moment. We still see some teams just run down and engage potential risk in close quarters, whereas CZ could easily be lurking. With nothing to lose, you see Space Soldiers drop the M4 and pick out an AK, because you want that one shot. It would be an unnecessary disadvantage to carry on with the M4A4.
All power onto device. Scary times ahead for Space Soldiers. The problem with that is that, you know, you don't really get a chance to mess up at this point, obviously being down against 15 rounds. And you may have to make some adjustments to some of your plays based on how Astralis work the map with the AWP now. But maybe you won't have a chance. Xantares, once again, trying not to get completely crippled by grenades, pushes his way forwards. 3 players, device takes the angle again. Really scary stuff at the top of Banana for Space Soldiers to deal with. Astralis still with 3 players, still trying to get control, pushing forwards. Device in the open now, can't find a clean line of sight onto a shot, and he loses Zipex in the meantime.
They don't like giving up areas, do they, Astralis? Whether it's Long on Dust 2 or Banana on Inferno. Glaive's still holding an angle, so he's got a reasonable amount of information. He's holding his angle, and that's allowing Device to rotate. They know Space Soldiers have not actually ventured to the top of Banana, which means they're unlikely to just be standing there not doing that, so it has to be towards the A bomb site, and Glaive may even be rotating as well. We could see a 4-on-5 here.
It's definitely looking like that. Dupree on the bomb site, just using those grenades to delay his opponents, get his teammates into position. And Space Soldiers, they don't have a single grenade between them. How do they get onto the bomb site here? The smokes are down, but they're going to dissipate very quickly. And there's 30 seconds left, and they haven't breached the choke points. And Astralis are rotating. They've bought it. The Space Soldiers cut noise. They didn't really have much choice but to do that. And they're going to have to go for a very late plant attempt here.
Oh, boy. Does Magisk play for time instead of the frags? He doesn't need to fight to the death. He's got a pop flash here. They've got to plant that bomb, and that's crossfire for the CTs. Could be brutal. It's a 2-on-5, but this could still work out. The bomb on the floor now. Device is here. It's falling to pieces, and that's going to be that. Astralis with